Hello, dear listeners, and welcome to another spine-chilling episode of 101 Ghost Stories. I'm your host, Greg, and tonight we embark on a journey to the land down under, where we'll uncover the 10 most haunted places in Australia. These are stories filled with eerie apparitions, restless spirits, and inexplicable phenomena that have left even the most skeptical in awe. But before we dive into the darkness, I'd like to take a moment to thank our existing subscribers for your unwavering support. If you're new here, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment with your thoughts or experiences, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tales from the supernatural. Now, turn off the lights, settle in, and let's begin our journey into the unknown. Haunted place number 10, Port Arthur, Tasmania. Our first stop is the notorious Port Arthur in Tasmania. Once a brutal convict settlement, this historic site is now known for its ghostly inhabitants. Established in the 1830s, Port Arthur was one of the most feared penal colonies in Australia. Thousands of convicts were sent here, many of whom met tragic ends due to harsh punishments, disease, and inhumane conditions. Visitors and staff have reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing disembodied voices, and feeling sudden drops in temperature. One of the most famous specters is that of Reverend George Eastman, who is said to roam the grounds in a state of eternal unrest. Witnesses have described seeing a man dressed in old-fashioned clerical garb walking the paths at dusk, only to disappear upon closer inspection. Another chilling tale involves the separate prison, a place designed for solitary confinement. Many inmates lost their sanity within its walls, and their anguished cries are said to still echo through the corridors. The harsh treatment and suffering endured by those held at Port Arthur seem to have left a lingering mark, making it one of Australia's most haunted locations. Haunted place number 9, Monte Cristo Homestead, New South Wales. Next, we journey to the Monte Cristo Homestead in Junee, New South Wales. This grand estate, built in 1885, has a dark history of death and tragedy. The Ryan family, who once owned the home, suffered numerous misfortunes, leading to tales of lingering spirits. Visitors often feel an oppressive presence and have reported seeing the ghost of Mrs. Ryan herself, who is said to guard her home from beyond the grave. Mrs. Ryan was known to be a strict and devout woman, and her spirit is often seen wandering the halls, checking on the house and its guests. One of the most chilling stories involves the stable boy who was tragically burned to death. His presence is felt in the stables, where visitors have reported hearing his screams and seeing shadowy figures. There's also the story of a maid who supposedly fell to her death from the balcony. Many believe she was pushed, and her spirit is said to linger in the upstairs rooms, manifesting as cold spots and unsettling feelings. The homestead's tragic history seems to have left a permanent spectral imprint, earning it the reputation of being Australia's most haunted house. Haunted place number 8, Fremantle Arts Centre, Western Australia. Our next stop takes us to the Fremantle Arts Centre in Western Australia. Originally constructed in the 1860s as a lunatic asylum and later serving as a women's home, this historic building has a long history of suffering and despair, which many believe has contributed to its haunted reputation. The Fremantle Arts Centre is now a vibrant cultural hub, but its past still lingers in the shadows. Visitors and staff have reported strange occurrences, such as disembodied voices, unexplained footsteps, and sudden cold spots. One of the most frequently encountered spirits is said to be that of a former patient named Mary, who is often seen wandering the halls, lost and confused. Another chilling tale involves the basement, where many believe the spirits of those who suffered and died within the asylum's walls still reside. People have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread and unease in this area, and some claim to have seen ghostly apparitions of former patients. The Fremantle Arts Centre's eerie atmosphere and tragic history make it one of Australia's most haunted locations. Haunted place number 7, Old Melbourne Jail, Victoria. Next, we visit the Old Melbourne Jail in Victoria. a historic prison that operated from the mid-1800s until its closure in 1929. During its time, it housed some of Australia's most notorious criminals, including the infamous bushranger Ned Kelly. The jail was the site of numerous executions, and it's believed that the spirits of those who met their end here still linger. Visitors to the old Melbourne jail have reported a variety of paranormal phenomena, including ghostly apparitions, strange noises, and a pervasive sense of unease. One of the most famous specters is that of Ned Kelly himself. Some have claimed to see his ghostly figure in the cell where he spent his final days, while others have heard the sound of clinking chains and footsteps echoing through the corridors. The execution yard is another hotspot for paranormal activity. Many visitors have reported feeling an intense cold and a sense of being watched, as if the spirits of those who were hanged still linger. The old Melbourne jail's grim history and numerous reports of ghostly encounters make it a must-visit for anyone interested in the paranormal. Haunted Place Number 6, the Princess Theatre, Melbourne. Our next stop is the Princess Theatre in Melbourne, a grand Victorian-era building known for its elegance, history, and resident ghosts. Opened in 1854, the theater has hosted numerous performances and has become a beloved cultural landmark. However, it is also known for its ghostly inhabitants, with the most famous being the spirit of actor Frederick Federici. Federici met his untimely end in 1888 during a performance of Faust. He was playing the role of Mephistopheles and tragically suffered a heart attack while descending through a trapdoor at the end of the show. Despite his sudden death, the cast swore they saw him take his final bow alongside them. Federici's ghost has since been spotted in the theater, often seen in full costume, watching performances from the dress circle or wandering the hallways. In addition to Federici, other spectral sightings include mysterious cold spots, eerie footsteps, and strange mists. The theater's rich history and ongoing performances seem to attract the paranormal, making the Princess Theatre a fascinating and haunted location. Haunted Place Number 5, the Devil's Pool, Babinda, Queensland. Next, we venture to the Devil's Pool in Babinda, Queensland. This natural rock pool, also known as Babinda Boulders, is famous for its stunning beauty and deadly reputation. According to local Aboriginal legend, a young woman named Oalana drowned herself in the waters after being separated from her lover. Her restless spirit is said to haunt the pool, luring young men to their deaths. Since the late 1950s, numerous drownings have occurred at the Devil's Pool, all under mysterious and often inexplicable circumstances. Many who have visited the site report feeling an overwhelming sense of sorrow and a chilling presence. Some have even claimed to see the ghostly figure of Oalana or hear her cries echoing through the area. The eerie atmosphere and tragic history have made the Devil's Pool a place of both fascination and fear. Despite its breathtaking appearance, the pool serves as a grim reminder of the lives lost and the supernatural forces believed to be at play. Haunted Place Number 4, the Ghost House, Yanchep, Western Australia. Our next destination is the Ghost House in Yanchep, Western Australia. Situated within the Yanchep National Park, this eerie ruin was once a homestead built in the early 1900s. The house was abandoned in the 1930s, and since then, it has been the site of numerous ghostly encounters and unexplained phenomena. Visitors to the Ghost House often report feeling an inexplicable sense of dread and unease as they approach the ruins. Many have seen shadowy figures moving among the trees and inside the house, while others have heard disembodied voices and footsteps echoing through the empty halls. Some say the spirit of a woman who once lived there still lingers. Her presence felt most strongly on moonlit nights. Local legends speak of tragic events that befell the original inhabitants, contributing to the house's haunted reputation. Despite its dilapidated state, the Ghost House continues to attract thrill-seekers and paranormal enthusiasts, drawn by the stories of its haunted past and the chilling experiences of those who visit. Haunted Place Number 3, the Quarantine Station, Sydney. Next, we travel to the quarantine station in Sydney, a site with a long history of disease, death, and despair. Established in the 1830s, the quarantine station was used to isolate incoming travelers suspected of carrying contagious diseases. Thousands of people passed through its doors, many of whom succumbed to illness and were buried on the grounds. The quarantine station is now a heritage site and one of the most haunted locations in Australia. Visitors and staff have reported a wide range of paranormal activities, from ghostly apparitions and strange noises to sudden drops in temperature and the feeling of being watched. One of the most famous spirits is that of a young girl named Mary Ann, who is often seen near the hospital area. Another frequently encountered spirit is that of a man in a wide-brimmed hat, believed to be a former station master. Guests have reported seeing his shadowy figure patrolling the grounds, keeping watch over the site. The sheer number of deaths and the intense emotions associated with the quarantine station seem to have left a lasting imprint, making it a hotspot for ghostly encounters and a popular destination for ghost tours. Haunted place number 2, the Picton Tunnel, New South Wales. Our penultimate stop is the Picton Tunnel in New South Wales, also known as the Redbank Range Tunnel. Built in 1867, this disused railway tunnel has a dark and eerie reputation, making it one of Australia's most haunted sites. The tunnel is infamous for its numerous ghost sightings and unexplained phenomena, which have been reported by locals and visitors alike. The most frequently encountered spirit is that of a young girl named Emily Ballard, who was tragically hit by a train while walking through the tunnel in the early 1900s. Her ghost is often seen wandering the tunnel, dressed in old-fashioned clothing and carrying a lantern. Witnesses have reported seeing her ghostly figure vanish into thin air or feeling an icy chill when passing through the tunnel. In addition to Emily's ghost, there are numerous reports of shadowy figures, strange lights, and disembodied voices echoing through the tunnel. Some visitors have even claimed to have been physically touched or pushed by unseen hands. The Picton Tunnel's dark history and unsettling atmosphere continue to draw paranormal investigators and thrill seekers, all eager to experience its haunting presence. Haunted place number 1, the Old Adelaide Jail, South Australia. Our final destination takes us to the Old Adelaide Jail in South Australia, one of the most notorious and haunted locations in the country. This historic prison operated from 1841 to 1988 and was the site of numerous executions and countless deaths. The jail housed some of Australia's most dangerous criminals, and the suffering endured within its walls has left a dark and lasting legacy. Visitors to the Old Adelaide Jail have reported a wide range of paranormal activities, including ghostly apparitions, unexplained noises, and feelings of intense unease. One of the most famous spirits is that of Frederick Carr, who was executed in 1927. His ghost is often seen in the area where he was hanged, and many visitors have reported feeling an icy chill and hearing the sound of a noose tightening. Another frequently encountered spirit is that of Governor William Baker Ashton, the first governor of the jail. His ghostly figure has been seen patrolling the grounds and the governor's quarters, as if still overseeing the prison. The execution yard and the prison cells are also hotspots for paranormal activity, with many visitors experiencing sudden drops in temperature and eerie whispers. The Old Adelaide Jail's grim history and numerous ghostly encounters make it a fitting conclusion to our tour of Australia's most haunted places. Its dark and haunted halls continue to captivate and terrify all who visit. And that, dear listeners, concludes our eerie journey through the 10 most haunted places in Australia. From the spectral ruins of Port Arthur to the chilling confines of the Old Adelaide Jail, we've delved deep into the shadows of Australia's haunted history. These tales remind us that every corner of the world holds its secrets, and sometimes those secrets walk among us. If you found tonight's journey as fascinating as I did, please take a moment to like this video, share your thoughts or personal ghost stories in the comments below, and subscribe to 101 Ghost Stories for more hair-raising adventures into the unknown. Your support helps us continue to bring you tales that spark the imagination and send chills down your spine. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and remember, in the dark corners of the world, the past is never truly gone. Good night, and keep exploring the mysteries that lie just beyond the veil.